Some of the greatest discoveries in history were not the result of genius or years of careful planning. They were the result of a mess, a wrong turn, or a very lucky mistake. A moldy plate, a melted snack, a stray goat. Each one cracked open a secret about our world, completely by accident.
There's even a word for it: serendipity, the art of finding something wonderful while you were looking for something else entirely.
So today, 10 of the best accidents in the history of science and geography. The trips, spills, and shortcuts that changed how we see the universe. This is Accidental Discoveries, Volume 1. 1945. An engineer named Percy Spencer is standing beside a magnetron, the humming heart of a radar set, when he notices something odd. The candy bar in his pocket has melted into a warm, gooey mess. Now, most people would just be annoyed. Percy got curious. He grabbed a handful of popcorn kernels, held them up to the machine, and watched them explode into popcorn. The next morning, he tried an egg. It cooked so fast it burst.
What he'd stumbled onto was that microwaves could excite the water inside food and heat it from within. Radar wasn't just for spotting planes, it could cook your dinner. The microwave oven was born from a ruined snack.
1928. A London scientist, Alexander Fleming, comes back from holiday to a sink full of neglected lab dishes. He was, let's say, not the tidiest man in science. On one plate of bacteria, a blue-green mold had drifted in through an open window, and everywhere the mold touched, the bacteria were dead.
That mold was Penicillin, and the substance it made became penicillin, the world's first true antibiotic. A messy desk and one open window went on to save an estimated hundreds of millions of lives. Sometimes cleanliness is not next to godliness.
1933. An American bush pilot named Jimmy Angel is flying deep over Venezuela, hunting for a rumored bed of gold. He never found the gold. Instead, rounding a colossal flat-topped mountain, he saw water falling out of the sky, a ribbon so tall it turned to mist before it hit the ground. 4 years later, he came back to land on top. His plane sank nose first into the mud and stuck fast, and Angel and his companions had to climb down and trek 11 days through the wilderness to get home.
The plane stayed marooned up there until 1970, but the waterfall took his name, Angel Falls, the tallest on Earth, about 15 times the height of Niagara.
He went looking for gold and found the top of the world instead. 1964. Two astronomers, Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson, point a giant horn-shaped antenna at the sky and pick up an annoying hiss. It comes from every direction, day and night, and they cannot make it stop. They check everything. They even find 2 pigeons nesting inside the antenna and, clean out what the pigeons had left behind. Still, the hiss remained.
Because it wasn't pigeons. That faint noise was the afterglow of the Big Bang itself, the oldest light in the universe, radiating from all around us. They'd gone looking for a fault in their equipment and accidentally heard the birth of the cosmos. It won them the Nobel Prize.
1974. A group of farmers in central China are digging a well during a drought, hoping to reach water. A few meters down, their spades hit something hard, a life-sized human head made of clay. They dug straight into the edge of a buried army.
Around 8,000 life-size terracotta soldiers, each with a different face, plus horses and chariots, standing in silent formation for over 2,000 years. They were built to guard China's first emperor in the afterlife. One of the greatest archaeological finds in history, discovered by farmers looking for water.
1856. An 18-year-old chemistry student, William Perkin, is trying to brew an artificial cure for malaria over his Easter break. His experiment fails completely, leaving a dark sludge at the bottom of the flask. But as he cleans it out, the sludge turns his cloth a brilliant, glowing purple.
For all of history, Purple had been staggeringly expensive, a dye once worth more than its weight in gold. Perkin had accidentally made the first synthetic dye, and it was cheap. He patented it at 19 and single-handedly launched the modern chemical industry, while trying and failing to make medicine.
1947. A young Bedouin shepherd is searching for a lost goat near the cliffs of the Dead Sea. To check whether the animal had wandered into a cave, he tosses a stone into the dark. Instead of a bleat, he hears pottery shatter.
Inside were clay jars holding ancient scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls, including some of the oldest known copies of the Bible, hidden for roughly 2,000 years. One idle stone, thrown by a bored teenager, rewrote what we know about the ancient world.
1968. A chemist named Spencer Silver is trying to invent a super strong glue for aircraft. He fails, badly. What he makes instead is a weak adhesive that sticks lightly and peels off without a trace. A glue that doesn't really glue. Useless, he thought. For years, nobody knew what to do with it. Until a colleague, Art Fry, got tired of his paper bookmarks fluttering out of his choir hymnal.
He smeared a little of that failed glue on his bookmark and invented the Post-it note. A billion-dollar idea built entirely on a glue that wasn't sticky enough.
1940. 4 teenage boys are wandering the French countryside when their dog, Robot, vanishes down a hole left by a fallen tree. Going in after him, the boys lower themselves down a narrow shaft, and their lamps light up walls covered in painted horses, bulls, and stags.
They'd found the Lascaux Caves, a prehistoric art gallery around 17,000 years old, untouched since the Ice Age. Some of the finest art humans have ever made, discovered because a dog chased something down a hole.
Yes, Newt, a dog. We're all very impressed. 1781. In the city of Bath, a professional musician named William Herschel, an organist by day, spends his nights doing his real passion, sweeping the sky with homemade telescopes. One night he spots a small, glowing disk and notes it down as a comet. It wasn't a comet.
It was Uranus, a whole new planet, the first discovered since ancient times. In a single night, an amateur had doubled the size of the known solar system.
Herschel was so grateful to his king that he tried to name the planet George. Thankfully, that one didn't stick.
Instead, the astronomer Johann Bode gave it the name we still use, Uranus, the ancient Greek god of the sky. And there's a lovely logic to it. Jupiter's father was Saturn, and Saturn's father was Uranus, so the next world out from Saturn was named for the grandfather of the gods. To this day, it's the only planet named after a Greek god rather than a Roman one.
And you may be wondering what became of the organist. Well, he became the king's astronomer, all because he had the curiosity to look up on the right night. So here's the pattern hiding in all 10. None of these people found what they set out to find. What set them apart is that they recognized something better the moment it turned up, instead of brushing it aside as a mistake.
The trick isn't luck, it's attention. Noticing that the snack melted, that the hiss won't stop, that the mold killed the germs, and stopping to ask, wait, why?
The universe is constantly leaving clues lying around. The most interesting people are simply the ones sharp enough to notice them and stop to pick them up. I'm Atlas.
And I'm Professor Faraday.
And there are far more of these than 10. If you want Volume 2, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.